Hey guys, welcome back to Let's Play Samurai Warriors Spirit of Sanada. I'm the Mysterious JG. The game is over. All we're here for now is the extended epilogue chapter. We've seen the final battle of Yukimura Sanada. Writing out more or less on his own. Like, best supporting friend character ever, Nike went with him and died in the last battle. And Kunoichi, who, as I've pointed out multiple times, despite being kind of a fun and likable character in the Samurai Warriors games, is not really based on any historical person. She was supposed to represent the historical fact that the Sanada were known for using ninjas. And then they went ahead and actually added Sasuke as a specific ninja, who I believe is based maybe on a specific person. But Kunoichi was just meant to, like, capture the idea of a ninja other than Hanzo or Fuma. So, and then Samurai Warriors 2 gave us Nene and made her a ninja, which was very silly. But, yeah, Kunoichi basically comes out of it alive. But you know, basically it's the story of Yukimura leading a, like, suicide last charge for honor. And, you know, yeah, I mean, he thought that for honor he owed it to give his life fighting against the Tokugawa, and he did. And he's a legend in Japan, Asian culture in general, but Japan in particular. And this is my observation. It's just some American dumbass, but you know, I'm sure that different people in Japan think about things and look at things in very different ways, I'm sure. But the country as a whole, culturally, is known for having a great fondness for devotion to a cause, particularly a lost cause. The idea of going out and giving everything in a battle that's hopeless is something that the Japanese are known to value as a culture. It gets a little awkward sometimes, like Americans and other countries that fought against the Japanese in World War II are a little how can you? They still have stuff. There's still a certain portion of the culture that clings to the idea that the soldiers who fought for Japan in the war, even the ones who were doing terrible things, were heroes because of the level of their dedication, whether or not the cause was just. That can be problematic sometimes. But now Yukimura, though, I mean, he's a cultural hero because he's, like I've said before, he's like every hero of the Alamo, Davy Crockett and Sam Houston. I don't even know who all was at the Alamo, but you take those guys and roll them all up into one guy, and Yukimura is like the guy. And his defense of Odawara Castle is very much Japan's version of the Alamo. The only difference being that for Americans, there's a certain... there's that joke whose punchline is, remember the Alamo, and he kicks the Mexican guy off the plane. You may or may not know that joke. But, no, with America, there's this thing about, Americans getting together and fighting against this impossible cause, and it's a bunch of foreigners, outsiders, invaders. For Japan, it's a little tricky because Yukimura is a Japanese samurai and he's fighting against other samurai, and the samurai he fought against governed the country for as long as anybody had governed the country in quite a long time, and basically led to there was a lot of bad shit happened during the Tokugawa reign, particularly if you were a Christian, but they brought peace and stability. So with it's not so much with Yukimura, it's like the good guys standing up against the bad guys. It's more just the guys he was fighting against also had a point of view, but it was just it's dedication to a cause. It's being willing to give everything, literally, including your life. Not necessarily for the glory of Japan, but just believing in anything that strongly, fighting spirit and all that. It's a very Japanese thing, and the game does a pretty good job. It's certainly a better job. Various Samurai Warriors games have built up that story of Yukimura on that last stand and made him feel like a pretty cool hero, but this game, it almost felt like an anticlimax by the end because I knew it was coming for so long. And at the end of the day, it's just that battle didn't feel like it was... maybe by using Yukimura a lot in the lead up to this and leveling up his weapon so well, I undercut the drama of it because that mission didn't feel that challenging. But as far as personalities of people, I don't know what to make of what they did with the character of Cha-Cha. It's not like I knew a lot about Cha-Cha before I played this game, but yeah, one thing that had always kind of been missing from Yukimura's character before is any character of similar importance to the story, most of the characters of similar importance to the story, their wives would come into the story at some point. Like Nobunaga's wife has been part of Samurai Warriors from the very first game. I guess that's not quite true, because Ieyasu is obviously pretty damn important, and we have not seen any of his various wives or concubines brought in as playable characters before. But, yeah, Yukimura was a little straight. He just, like, in Samurai Warriors 1 in particular, I found it very charming that Kunoichi, like, followed him around. Like, the way Kunoichi looked at him, she was totally hot for Yukimura, and Yukimura, like, the way he kind of ignored her, not... It got to the point where it was like, is this like fucking Fight Club? Are we going to find out that this character only exists in the mind of the main character and no one else sees them? I mean, what the fuck's going on here? But, no, in this game, they managed to maintain the thing with Kunoichi, just, but, you know, it's less, not that it was overtly sexual in any previous game, but, like, yeah, it was more like she just feels really close to him, like you know, because he welcomed her into the family kind of thing. But, like, actually having him appear to be pursuing a relationship with a woman was a big twist on Yukimura's character, even if there's no historical basis for the relationship that they pursued. I couldn't quite figure out what that, like, maybe because I did the robot voice for her, it robbed me of the opportunity to think about Cha-Cha in a neutral way. But I found doing the robot voice for Cha-Cha really amusing, but Cha-Cha's character was just kind of like, whatever. But anyway, now we're going to get into the epilogue chapter. I'm assuming the epilogue will be centered around the last remaining Sanada, but I guess we'll find out. We'll overwrite this data. Tecmo Koei Games. Wait a second. Why am I coming back to the title screen? I guess you have to load the epilogue can now be played. Oh, from Epilogue. Dreams. Mugen. During the Osaka Summer Campaign, Yukimura fought valiantly against the mighty army of the Tokugawa. The courage and commitment he showed, even in such a desperate situation, moved all who saw him that day, and he was eulogized as the finest soldier in all the land. You have no chance against a professional soldier. Several years after the fall of Osaka Castle, the land enjoyed peace under the rule of the second shogun, Hidetada Tokugawa, seen here holding a sword, which was really his thing in real life. As head of the Sanada clan, Nobuyuki ruled Ueda and savored the peace that had cost so much to achieve. Check me out. I'm old now. In the town nearby, a certain children's rhyme began to grow in popularity. Involved a man from Nantucket. I don't think it involved a man from Nantucket. Several years after the Osaka Summer Campaign, the Sanada clan was surviving under the leadership of Nobuyuki, as a daimyo clan controlling the areas of Numata and Ueda. Oh, and no one should be shocked by this, but while Nobuyuki has been given an older form, he was a boy, he was a youth, and he was an adult, Ina is Ina. Like, she will always look like she is just about to hit puberty. Well, actually, like, that's not quite fair. But she will always look like she's in her early teens. And at this point, she's had several children. She's managed to maintain that 14-year-old girl figure. Go figure. Because that is one thing they definitely need to do if they do another one of these games, is they need to have models for all these girls in this game. And I call them girls. No and Aya are pretty much the sole exceptions. I guess Kyosho is probably supposed to be older than the others, but they have all these female characters who look like they're like early 20s at the latest. They will need to actually, if they're going to get realistic about telling these stories over people's lifetimes, like, there's going to come a point where you've got Aya dying of old age. She should not still look like, you know, sexy woman who's just hit 30. I still sometimes wonder why I don't age, and whether this is a dream. I almost cannot believe that the land is at peace. I'm glad my dad's dead. He wouldn't be enjoying this peace at all. I feel the same way. But this is reality. This is the land which Lord Ieyasu and so many others fought so hard for.
Yes, I would have liked Lord Ieyasu to have enjoyed this peace for longer.
He was your adopted dad, after all. I thought he was a son of a bitch. He killed my entire family, but to each their own. ... The year after the summer campaign, and having seen peace come to the land at last, Ieyasu Tokugawa finally set down his heavy burden and breathed his last. Much like Kane, after failing promised to do if he could not defeat Stone Cold, Ieyasu set himself on fire and breathed his last. He has finally been freed of his burden. We must let him rest. I'm slipping into Nobunaga. I can't do that. My voice is totally different.
Yes, you're right. But I think the same applies to you, my lord. Perhaps I can comfort you by offering you an opportunity to play online for free, my lord.
Do me? For free? Online?
Yes. Our lands are stable and the people are happy. You may rest and do whatever you want to do.
Does that mean you'll put on the cheerleading outfit? I never thought about what I wanted to do. My only desire was to befriend Quigley and to murder the rest of my family. Yoshimisa Kizo. Some guy who, if I start reading about him, it will cut off before I finish, so I won't. But he was a guy. Sanada Main Castle. Well, looks like I don't get to talk to Ina anymore. Oh, and I have no Sanada coins either. Return to the title screen. Oh, it looks like there's no menu options here. No quests that we can undertake. Can I go fishing? It's very important to me that I be allowed to go fishing. Oh, wow, maybe I can. Lord Mazuyuki often used to fish here. Yeah, Mazuyuki used to fish here. He would sit there with a serious look on his face, and I would think he was thinking of his next strategy. Mazuyuki Sanada. Famously labeled as cunning man, he never realized true intent. Okay, yeah, we don't really need to learn more about him. But then he would catch a big one and boast to me about it, if you will forgive me saying so. He was a most amusing gentleman. I forgive you, oh innocent one. It is kind of nostalgic to come... Oh, wow, like, really? Centipede. We actually found a centipede. Now, can I... No, but we don't have inventory, but we still have a centipede that we can find. This person was a child back during the early days of the game.
Did you know there used to be a famous lord who lived in this town? What did they call him? A devilish and unchumpworthy man?
Untrustworthy, I think you mean. However, I will kill you now for insulting my late father, whom I killed, but not really. Townsperson, I would like to thank you for supporting Yukimura during his final battle. I understand you were the only recruit he was able to get. In the end, the Kai province ended up with the Tokugawa. How frustrating. Tokugawa clan, okay. Surprised we never read about them before. Later on, there's no line with the Oda clan, okay. Let's see what kind of insect is over here. Ah, shriveled seeds. Perhaps I can do the farming minigame, and no, I cannot. Oh, I'm sure I left something of the Jizo statue unclaimed.
Lord Yukimura always used to run up and down this path. He was so full of life and energy. How I miss those old days before you and yours killed him.
Yukimura Sanada 3. In addition to his well-developed in battle, he had inherited his penchant, Mazuyuki's penchant for tactics, okay. Yes, I am enjoying this visit to my old hometown, despite no longer being capable of speech, apparently. Yuri to Shibiste, whatever. If there is no more war, I will be out of a job. Somehow I don't feel bad about that. Blacksmiths make only swords, you know. Maybe I could make items for everyday life. Are you interested in a big pot? Actually, I've got a bong that I've been meaning to try out. Alright, so And that's the fisherman again. Okay, so we can come back and talk to the child. Oh, he knows who we are.
Lord Hideyori, graceful as a flower, escorted by Sanada, fierce as a demon.
Hideyori. Oh, they do mention Hideyori, because that's the rhyme. So even though the game doesn't feature Hideyori, they will mention him here.
Lord Hideyori, graceful as a flower, escorted by Sanada, fierce as a demon.
Hideyori is Cha-Cha's son by Hideyoshi. Or Hideyoshi's son by Cha-Cha, I suppose. And he was the actual person. He was young, but he was the actual figurehead around whom the Toyotomi, the assault on Osaka Castle was basically to get rid of him. Cha-Cha was not in feudal Japan. She couldn't be a threat. There's no way that people were going to put Cha-Cha in charge as some kind of female shogun. But Hideyori, as the son of Hideyoshi, was the last potential rival that Ieyasu needed to eliminate. Oh, it's Sakube's sister. You're Sakube's sister, yes? Sakube Hota. Retainer of the Sanada, his given name was Oshikige. He was a very kind and powerful man, although he could be too kind at times and a tendency to be somewhat cowardly. He was afraid to fight in battle, which constantly earned him the ire of his spirited younger sister. However, his feelings for the people of the Sanada were incredibly strong. We have read this before, but one of his fondest memories was catching insects together with his sister when they were little. His desire to catch the strongest insect of all helped foster the determination he would serve well later in life. He was the guy who auto-dies against the Date, even if you defeat the Date before it's possible for him to possibly die.
Yes, Lord Nobuyuki.
Oh, I can't get speaker info on her?
Thus, Lord Nobuyuki, it has been too long. I love the fact that this place never changes and is so quiet and relaxing.
Indeed. About Sakube.
My brother, he was always complaining. He was scared of battle, and he wasn't any good at it. But for Lord Yukimura, he rode all the way to Osaka. He fought for Lord Yukimura until the very end. If only he had been able to succeed and kill you.
Osaka. Current Osaka Castle is a recreation of the one from the Edo period. Okay. Yes, I'm sure Yukimura was so heartened to see him by his side. At least that's the thing I'm going to say to be nice. I imagine that the kid's presence made no difference at all.
Yes, I hope so. My brother refused to run away and fought for Lord Yukimura. I am so proud of him.
Yes, I'm sure if Sakube could hear these words from his dear sister, he would cry with joy. He was a bit of a crier, after all. What a wuss.
It's my brother's home. Everyone's home. You must come and visit whenever you want.
Yes, I shall visit whenever I want. I don't think I'm ever going to want to, but certainly if I do, for some bizarre reason, I will. I don't remember talking to her. Oh, yeah, never mind, we did. Anyway, I'm insulting that lady for some reason, and I got cut off, so. Oh, I wasn't expecting to get to talk to Kunoichi, actually. You? I'll kill you. You.
I've been traveling about the country, here and there, but I got a little nostalgic for home.
This isn't your home. Yukimura brought you into the family, and he's dead. So did I.
I remember meeting you and Lord Yukimura for the first time like it was yesterday, but so much has happened. ...
I must thank you for supporting Yukimura until the very end. And also for surviving, so I'd have someone to talk to about that, since everyone else who supported him died horribly.
Not at all. I believe it was Yukimura who supported Sasuke and myself. I wonder where Sasuke went. I've been looking for him. I can't quite find him.
Did he just? That's kind of condescending.
Or perhaps that's not quite true either. We supported each other. He told us we were family, you see. He used to say that when you weren't around, of course. ...
I guess he needed some family after I left him. If you still think of the Sanada as your family, why not come back here? I won't even charge you rent.
What?
I won't ask you to serve as a ninja. but I will tell you that this is your home. You are as welcome here as Quigley himself.
But it would create trouble for you. I'm an Ochimusha of the Toyotomi, you know.
Well, that's not really relevant now that Toyotomi are gone, but I'm sure something can be done about that. Besides...
Huh?
Creating trouble for each other. Isn't that part of what being a family is all about?
Well, certainly in your family, where you created trouble when you married into the Tokugawa.
That was Mazuyuki's idea, bro. ...
Lord Yukimura must have made life terribly difficult for you.
Oh, yes. Fuck yes. I hated him by the end. As did my father. It was not a pleasant time for me after Sekigahara.
No, it must have been awful.
Yes, well, Ina's hot, and I've got a castle now. It hasn't been all bad. ...
I will accept your offer. I'm going to kill that fisherman and take over his hut.
Good. Welcome home.
No problem, man.
Kaizu Castle, a castle of the Takeda that Shingen Takeda ordered Kanzuke Yamamoto to build. Eventually, it became Kunoichi's personal home. That's sweet. They had a little moment together, though. I haven't been back to the Sanada main castle in so long, but it is nice to be home. That town, on the other hand, that place sucked. Sanada main castle? I feel like we read about this, but people of the town had a favorable opinion of Sanada clan. Perhaps I'll take a short stroll through the Oeda Castle's town. Oeda Castle was kind of their main base. Oh, this is the brother, the older brother, who disappeared from the story when he joined. Yeah, so they followed history more than previous games by not making Nobuyuki personally fight at battles against Yukimura. And they did the same with this guy. His brother died, but we don't hear from him after he leaves Yukimura's service. ... What's the matter, Yukashige? It's not like you to look so lost in thought. I mean, your brother died a long time ago, man. Get over it. I'm certainly over mine. Lord Nobuyuki, forgive me. I was just thinking of my brother. Ah, Shiguiji. I apologize for the pain we put you both through. Shiguiji, who we already read about. I don't know why they keep treating it like it's new info. Not at all. My brother fought proudly to serve to the very end as Lord Yukimura's ninja. He would have died a happy man. Yes, certainly would have. Would have been happier if his sacrifice opening the North Gate made any difference. But, you know, Yukimura had already opened the South... Or Kunoichi had already opened the South Gate, and really it was just a stupid plot event that didn't make sense, but whatever. And I'm just as happy to have been blessed with such a brother. Yukashige. You're such a puss. I will serve the Sanada in a way which would not bring shame on my brother. I see. Thank you, Yukashige. But we really don't have any work for ninjas right now, so you're going to need to find something else to do. Master Fisherman again.
Wait, has unique fish of its own.
You can catch them by the bucket load. That's great to hear. Because I want to spend this epilogue doing fishing minigames. Now that I got a plump worm, I'm going to go back to Ina and show her the plump worm, if you know what I mean. I'm gradually changing my voice again. Perfectly straight stick. Oh my god, that's my favorite thing in the world. Didn't like Yukimura like little red crabs, and Nobuyuki liked straight sticks? It was kind of ridiculous. Perhaps I can convince a bear to befriend me during the epilogue, because we never did that during the main game.
Look at him spending all his time dancing.
What are you talking about? Oh, that guy. I've got a carrot. I'm robbing your farm. Now I'm going to run away.
Those boys have already gone so far. Brothers are so hard to keep control of. I wish my boys would take a leaf out of the book of the brothers from the Sanada clan.
You mean become enemies? Oh, we're not there yet in the music, never mind. Go on, get rid of him and come be with me.
No chance.
Oh.
No chance in hell. You've got no chance. We don't have much money, so I'm going to train hard every day to become a samurai. That can keep everyone in the village safe.
Yes, but how does that really connect with the whole money thing you mentioned?
I can become a mercenary. Wait, its very existence must be considered something of an insult for some of the officers of the Tokugawa. I hope we'll be alright.
Don't worry. I'll take their sorry asses out if they mess with this town. Not out of loyalty to the Sanada, just because it's my friggin' town now.
Our lady sometimes gets a faraway kind of look in her eyes. I suppose she must be sad.
Oh, Lady Muramatsu. Yukimura, Nobuyuki's older sister, grew into a beautiful woman. She retained her calm and kind manner as she provided advice to Yukimura, who was having trouble understanding the motivation behind their father's actions. Later, she married a chief retainer of the Sanada clan. To the Sanada clan as a whole, she served as a symbol of the place they wished to eventually return to. Oh, that's right, I had a sister. I almost forgot. The Tokugawa never actually took down this castle. As far as I'm concerned, the Sanada never lost. Ah, Lord Nobuyuki, forgive me, please, for praising the Sanada to you, a member of the Sanada. Got a silkworm. Not as good as a straight stick, but it's something at least.
I found a crystal that glows purple. You want it?
I remember this. It doesn't make a difference what you choose, but...
You do. Here you go.
Centipede shared.
Ah, you fell for it. Yay, yay. You sure you're samurai not pulling my leg?
And I will order you executed now. I'm glad to see that you didn't grow up. It's not just the females who never age. This same kid is playing that same trick.
Lord Nobuyuki, I know you're Lord of Numata now, but don't forget about the town Lord Mazuyuki himself built, our hometown of Ueda.
What? I've never been there. What are you talking about? Nobuyuki Sanada 3. Eventually grew into a dignified retainer of the Tokugawa at the risk of his own life. Hidetada Tokugawa intervened to save the lives of Mazuyuki and Yukimura Sanada, causing Nobuyuki to feel indebted to Hidetada. While faithfully serving the Tokugawa shogunate, he sent money to his father and brother, who were living tough lives in exile on Mount Kudo. Occasionally, his wife Ina caught him lost in thought, gazing... Oh, we've already literally just read that, didn't we? Numata Castle. An important base to the Sanada. Okay.
They are vegetables. I would have thought that much was obvious. What? They taste fantastic. What? I didn't ask you... Whatever. Okay. You're a vegetable, I can tell. You must have been in a coma.
When I was a little girl, Sasuke used to play with me. He never complained about how it was a pain, but was really very kind.
Proud of his strength as one of Yukimura's officers and moved by the warmth the Sanada had shown him and treating him like family, Sasuke decided he wanted to be Yukimura's ninja, even if it meant being separated from his master.
He never came back either.
Yeah, he's dead. Oh wow, you're still alive. Which one were you again?
I sometimes think I have lived too long. It's about time for me to be considering retirement.
What are you talking about? I still need your support. I refuse to allow you to retire. Like, I thought that was, like, gonna be a longer conversation than just, no, you will continue to serve me until the day you die, you son of a bitch. Yeah, this child will advance the story, apparently.
Lord Hideyori, graceful as a flower, escorted by Sanada, fierce as a demon.
What? That song. Where have I heard that song? Yeah, because I figured his sister would be someone we'd have to talk to. Does she get a new model? I mean, she got little baby model, and then she got portrayed as being like... Yeah, look at her. She's his older sister. Look at her. Look at him.
Oh, Nobuyuki, welcome home.
Why, you've got to teach me the secret of your skin cream. Sister, what is that? You look like you've changed from being 16 to 17.
It's a whistle our brother made for me. He even hurt his hand making it. It's the greatest treasure in my life. A whistle he gave me when we were both kids. I never got anything better than that during the entire course of my life.
A whistle. That's the definition of whistle. If you want to go back and pause it. That was when you went to Azuchi as a hostage, wasn't it? He never had a second thought for himself, even back then. ... Is that really all they have to say? Okay, there's an actual scene. I'm sorry I killed her brother. I mean, sister. I'm sorry I murdered quickly. I mean, Yukimura.
Oh, Nobuyuki, what's the matter? You look awfully serious. You'd think you'd be happy to see me since we haven't seen each other in decades.
Do you mind if I ask you a hypothetical?
Well, that's a hypothetical itself. So you've already asked me one. Not at all. Ask away.
It's just I sometimes Doki Doki. It's just I sometimes wonder if back at Inibushi that time I had chosen the same path as father and Yukimura. Well, you didn't make a choice at all. You got an order from your father, who was the head of the clan.
If you had done that, then the Sanada would have been ruined. Because Yukimura would have married Ina, and he would have been effective. Ray would have defeated us long ago with Yukimura helping.
Yes, but we would also never have been split in two, and you would not have had to suffer so.
I haven't suffered. Nothing has happened to me since I was a small child. I was basically hermetically sealed. ...
No, that is an excuse. I apologize for trying to rope your feelings into this. Speaking of rope, why do I have a rope not tied on my shirt here?
Well, it's a reference to the rope that they were selling when they were living in banishment and you were living it up in the palace with Ina.
Oh, thanks for reminding me.
It doesn't matter. It's true that I miss them, as I'm sure you do yourself, Nobuyuki.
Hey, don't put that on me. I never said that. Indeed.
I am sad that I can no longer see Father and Yukimura. But do you really believe the Sanada were split in two?
Into what? Huh?
Even when we walk different paths, family is family. Isn't that true?
I don't know. I was distracted when your, like, long shawl started clipping there. Sister. Yes, that is true. Sister. Never were there such devoted sisters.
Hee hee. Anyway, a long time ago I told Yukimura that the most important thing is that everyone does what they can, not what they do. He followed that advice. He decided what he could do, and he did it with every fiber of his being until the very end.
He was good at killing dudes, I'll give him that. ...
You kept Yukimura safe and you supported him from the time you were both very strong.
Oh, young. Sorry, that makes a lot more sense, actually, like from the time they were strong. Sister.
Yes, brother?
I want to... It's not even how the freaking door song goes.
You are both such good boys. I am so proud to be your sister.
Well, it's not like you had any part in raising us to be good boys. Oh, she's an older sister. She might have done something.